have expressed an interest in a sales tax to help people things out, and that can't change unless the legislature, again, the Senate and the state representatives change it. So, I mean, that's the place for somebody to start. If you'd like to see some change in ad valorem tax, that's one place to start. I mean, that's where a place is, and we'd like to see that, but we need some help to get that, because it's not available at this point in time. There's a lady over here. Yes, ma'am. Come.
I would just like to ask you if y'all would be willing to go back and look at cuts. Can't tell me that you can't find someplace to cut. I cut my budget, I'm furloughed 12 days. You're furloughed 5.
We got 10. I work for the school system for education.
So, I'm gonna have to readjust my budget. I mean, you can't spend more than you got.
We cut everything we got.
You can't tell me that you can't go back and look at it again and see where you can cut.
We look at it every week, every
Not
month.
looking hard enough then.
Well,
Maybe you need to get people.
we
to
try,
help
we do
with
the best
that.
we can.
You need to
All right.
So you're not willing to do that?
I didn't say that. I
I'm
said, sure
asking
we
you,
are.
are you willing
Sure
to do
we
that?
are. Yeah.
Well, then we have looked, and we're, again, folks are looking, but two realities are here. One is there has been a lot of money cut out of the Emanuel County budget already. There has been, yes ma'am, we're looking at it practically on a daily basis. Again, we also are anticipating that we will have more cuts from the state.
So what's gonna happen next year when our taxes go up 60%?
The percentage of, yes, all right. The Emanuel County ad valorem tax pays 14.32%, is 14.32% of the budget as of FY09. That's what the ad valorem tax, the tax that we're talking about, that's part it represents in the budget. Since I've been on the board, historically it was about 10% of the school board's budget, until the state started taking these cuts, the austerity cuts several years ago, and now it's come into about 5 more percent, and that's part of what he was talking about with the effect. That's been over a $5 million increase in local property tax. But yes, we're looking at other cuts that we can make. But the next round of cuts to make any significant difference would probably be a reduction in force in certified personnel, which is contracted personnel. And if we do that, that will be a way that we have to make some cuts. And if it comes to that, there's a process we've got in place, but we've never had to do it since we've been on the board, but it will be a very difficult process. Anybody else got a?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
We got one right here, and then I'll come back over there.
All
Yes,
right,
ma'am.
we talked about collecting the property taxes. The senior citizens that are on fixed income, and without the homestead exemption this year, and then wanting to put more taxes on it, you're not going to collect the taxes because the people on the, especially the elderly, that are on the fixed income aren't going to have the money to pay the taxes. You're not going to get the taxes anyhow. All they're going to do is lose their home. How can they afford more taxes? I'm on a fixed income. I live on $600 a month, plus $1. I get $1 from Social Security. You tell me how I can pay more taxes. Social Security is not even going to get a raise on their Social Security checks this year, but everything else, we're staying here, everything else is going up here. How are we supposed to get up here to pay?
I understand. I mean, we do understand there's some difficult things out there.
Though if more people understood it, they wouldn't be wanting to raise more taxes. I want to ask you a question. What is the ad valorem taxes? What is the ad valorem?
The property tax, the property tax that, you're asking how much it is, or?
No, what is the ad valorem?
The ad
You pay it
valorem,
when you get your sticker for your car, you pay it when you pay your property tax, what is the ad valorem?
the ad valorem tax is the tax that's assessed on real property, whether it's personal property of a car, or whether it's land you own, or the house you live in. That's what the ad
So where's
valorem
the ad
tax.
valorem taxes going when you buy your sticker or your plates for your car?
It's divided the same way, that the land tax is divided. Of whatever the millage rate is, that portion goes to the school, the other portion goes to the county.
See, people on fixed income aren't gonna be able to pay it, they're
And
gonna
I
lose
mean,
their homes.
any of that collected through the tax commissioner's office, the property tax is split based on the millage rate by the entities, governmental entities, breakdown that's received. All right, yes, ma'am.
You look at me, Carl.
Yes, ma'am. Vicki.
In the vein of cutting and being, looking at each department, I think probably one place should be at the county office and work your way down. And a wonderful job and her job. But we have support people, and I asked Earl this question yesterday. Could you tell me how much it costs and all the support people at that office to keep it going? Abby, do you have the answer to that question or not?
Yes, ma'am, I do. Let me know the numbers. It's a long sheet. I'll tell you off the top of my head if I can't find it. This right here we go. Can you hear me without a microphone? I knew this was a concern, so this morning we actually ran some of these numbers, and I know a lot of you may be interested in looking at the actual numbers. It's on the Georgia Department of Education website. I'll be glad to show anybody that information. But what we pulled was for all the counties in the state of Georgia, and right now, and I can also share this little short piece of paper, but it goes through our categories of expenditure, starting with direct instruction. Can you hear me? And it breaks down, and I'll talk about specifically your question, the general administration, which would be the county office. And I know there's a lot of misconception about fluff at the county office, and maybe there has been, but I can, off the top of my head, I know 3 positions that have been eliminated at the county office, and our percentage, we're spending 2.9% per FTE, so $227 per FTE, which is a full-time equivalent, or you might as well call it a child for simplicity purposes. But 2.9% is going towards general administration for Emanuel County, and 4.9% is the state average. Not that we should be at the state average, but we are in line or less than the state average. And I mean, I'll speak for the county office, not on a defensive basis, but I do work day in and day out, not that everybody does, but I have zero tolerance for anybody to sit at the county office without being busy the whole time they're there, because we're not going to put up with that. I can guarantee you that. If it was happening, I would take it to the board, because I'm not going to sit there and